looked at the Thanksgiving schedule yet? It's really, really good. With the Cowboys coming off a 40-burger and that huge win in Minnesota, they now come back home to face the Giants. These two teams tied at 7-3 in the NFC East. But somebody pointed out to Mike McCarthy today that he is 0-2 on Thanksgiving as Cowboys coach.
I think the biggest part of Thursday games is the health is a higher challenge than any other weeks, being Captain Obvious here too. So, but at the end of the day, we understand this is a very important game. This is a division game. Everything's right in front of us, and we have to take care of this one. So that's really what our focus on. Hopefully we can turn the trend for your stats. So.
For your stats. He should have reminded that guy that he was 3-2 as Packers head coach on Thanksgiving. In the other corner, the New York Football Giants, who were beaten badly on Sunday by the Lions, 31-18. It kind of all fell apart.
It wasn't our first loss. You come in after a loss, you feel, you don't feel great. You feel very disappointed. You put a lot of work into it during the week and you don't get the results you want. You should be disappointed, but you can't let it linger. And in this particular case, it's such a quick turnaround. You gotta move on quickly. So, that's something that that we stress really since we've gotten here, Paul, is just, take it day by day, learn from the things you can learn from. You're going to hit bumps in the road, whether that's a practice or a game, a play, a call, decision. Those things are going to happen, and you move on from them.
Brian Daboll says linger, and then I have the cranberry stuck in my head and cranberry sauce coming up on Thanksgiving. I'm sorry, that's where I went there. That's how my scatterbrain brain works. Jane Slater with us live. Hi, Steve.
I have a cranberry-colored
jacket on. Jane live with the Cowboys here. You can't understate, or overstate, rather, Jane, lovely jacket, how big this game is in the standings. And as I talked about with Darius Slayton yesterday, there is also kind of this show-off for OBJ angle for both teams.
Oh.
Yeah, this isn't just a big game for the NFC East when you consider these are two 7-3 teams. This is the OBJ sweepstakes game, and I will tell you, I am one of those people on Twitter that frustrates a lot of Cowboys fans. Every time I hear about a free agent, I wet blanket it because a lot of times they will attach their name to the Cowboys to drive up the price. This is feeling about as real of a free agent chase as I've covered here in Dallas. And look, the Giants might be able to pay more when you consider how thin they are at wide receiver. I know, Steve, you'll get in a little bit about their injuries stacking up, but this is going to make for a great game. I love that it was brought up to Mike McCarthy's lost the last two. Well, they've lost the last three, so let's not put it all on Mike. But it is a short turnaround. That's why they're having a walkthrough out there today. A number of players dealing with illness, a little bit of a stomach bug, it sounds like, going around the locker room, so they're wearing masks inside the facility. And then as for Ezekiel Elliott and Micah Parsons, they're a little banged up after that Vikings game, but they're expected to play on Sunday. I do believe, as much as we talked about this run defense being a problem for the Cowboys, it was a little perplexing to me because I'd go to the players and they would say all it is guys have got to stay in their gaps. They've got to stay true to their assignments, and they did just that, limiting Dalvin Cook in that game. Now, they weren't able to run the ball that much because they got up early, obviously, so that helped neutralize Dalvin a little bit. I think he was averaging about 6.3 yards a carry, though, so that is a little bit concerning. And then when you consider you've got Saquon Barkley coming in here. Now, it wasn't his best game last week, but this is still a guy that's having a big year. And again, when you consider they don't have many weapons in their receiving game, expect them to rely not only on Saquon Barkley, but how about Daniel Jones putting up 50 yards on the ground last weekend? So we'll see if that run defense has been fixed. It hasn't felt like it has this year, but the big thing that Dak Prescott said after this win was they've got to do a good job of managing success. When we look on paper, this game feels very much like the Packers game. Remember, they had all of these injuries. It felt like a win for the Cowboys, and then they got demoralized. It was a big win for them against the Vikings. They just got to continue the momentum on a short week.
Yeah, and Jane, this is going to be the challenge. What the Giants need to do is to take a page out of what Dallas has done, right? Because they do not have the major threats at wide receiver, especially now that Wan'Dale Robinson is out with the ACL. They've got to figure out ways to throw the ball because Dallas is going to stack the box just like Detroit did. And it's not the overall passing game for the Giants. Receivers got open. Daniel Jones threw for a ton of yards against the Lions. It's just the receiving threats that they do not have. They drop the ball. They fumble the ball. things like this. So they've got to get someone like Matt Breida involved to help Saquon Barkley. We've seen Breida really kind of step up, and he hit some plays when Barkley was getting stuffed against those tight boxes that you saw the Lions play. So again, they need to take a page, kind of Matt Breida's Tony Pollard, so to speak, and see if that works. And Jane, I think when it comes down to the Odell sweepstakes, we can talk about the Giants and need and this and that. This is going college recruiting style. Let's say NIL. NIL. Whoever's dishing out the big NIL to Odell.
Those would be salary cap violations.
Wait. Oh, okay. So name is okay.
Well,
salary cap. I'm saying whoever has the money.
There are ways to finagle it, though, Steve. There are ways to finagle it.
Yes.
We saw the Deshaun Watson sweepstakes. You find the money when you want the player. Now, I don't know if OBJ is considered a Deshaun Watson-type player, but make no mistake, this wide receiver room does need help if you want to make that extra push. And listening to Jerry Jones, it certainly feels like he is ready to go all in. He's ready to trade it all for OBJ, so let's see if he does it.
Jerry on the radio this morning said, think big picture, not just who wins this game Thursday. If you're Beckham, like who has the better shot to win the whole thing. Adrian in research points out the Giants have not won on Thanksgiving since 1982, where, if anyone remembers that game, I don't.
How many times have they played?
Lawrence Taylor basically single-handedly won the game with a 97-yard pick six of legendary CBS broadcaster Gary Danielson. The NFC East looks like this. Cowboys-Giants at 7-3. They both trail the Eagles, sitting there at 9-1. You know, if the Cardinals had won last night, the Commanders right now would be in the 7th seed in the NFC.
Good football.
Giants and Cowboys, the afternoon game on Thanksgiving. The late game, also really, really good. The Patriots coming off a win. I mean, they didn't get a lot of offense, but they ran the ball effectively against the Jets, and now they're in prime time in Minnesota.
You know, primetime games, it's what you grow up, dreaming about, and on Thanksgiving, what a cool opportunity. So, obviously, it's football, right? At the end of the day, 100 yards long, 53 1/3 wide. So we got to go out there and do better and continue to grow together. Shorter week, and you kind of just go out there and play. And we're playing against one of the best teams in the NFL right now in the Vikings. So got to be ready to go. They have a great defense, top to bottom, and got to give them a lot of credit for what they've done this year.
Certainly give them credit, obviously. Mike Giardi, who was at the Patriots game this past Sunday. Brian Baldinger back with me. I love how Mac Jones channels Hoosiers there, and obviously different sport talks about how big the field is. On that field, Mike, where are there some areas where maybe this offense and Mac Jones is making some progress?
Well, look, you look at the numbers and you say 23 of 27 for 246 yards. I know no touchdowns, but no picks. And you say that's a pretty good game. But to me, it goes beyond the numbers there, because I think what they wanted from Mac Jones, what they've wanted since he's come back from that high ankle, is to be smart and to be safe. And there was a lot of that. I think there was one throw to Nelson Aguilar down the left side where I thought, maybe shouldn't have pulled the trigger on that one, maybe put it a little bit in harm's way. But in general, they want him taking better care of the ball, and he's done that since becoming the full-time starter once again after that Bears game. So to me, that's part of it. And the other part of this thing here, too, is I thought the timing on the routes was better. I thought they sort of went back to the drawing board during the bye week. They found some things that worked for them, and they found some efficiency. Now they've got to find some efficiency in the red zone. They're 31st out of 32 teams in the red zone, just 12 touchdowns. That needs to be better, Baldy, if they want to be the kind of team that right now, at least defensively, they're trending to be.
Well, they are. It helps that they've played the Jets and Zach Wilson 2 of the last 3 weeks. So they're, number 2 in the league and fewest points surrendered at this point. But I just like the way that they're playing. Matt Judon is going to be on the field. He's got 13 sacks in 10 games, but he's so much more than just a sack artist. He does all the little things that the Patriots love their outside linebackers to do. Chipping running backs coming out of the backfield. All those little getting hands on the tight ends for not an easy release. But they've done, Mike, they've been running these same twist stunts since Bill Belichick took over as a head coach. Willie McGinnis was running the same twist stunts that Matt Judon is getting home with. And so the Vikings, on a short week, they got to be ready for these twist stunts that nobody runs better than the Patriots. And that's how they apply pressure to the quarterback without blitzing very much.
And Baldy, you got to look at the guys in the middle there, Devon Godchaux, and Lawrence Guy for their ability to help create space, maybe pull some defenders and allow Judon to get some penetration or Dietrich Wise to get some penetration. One of the interesting things to me about Judon, too, is they've curbed his snaps a little bit. He's down about 7-8% from what he was last year. And if you remember, he was set the world on fire for the first 10 or 11 weeks, but then really faded down the stretch. No one's saying this is a conscious effort, but to me, it's been clear they don't want him out there all the time because they want to make sure that in November, December, and hopefully January, he's got that capability. The other thing I want to talk about quickly is Justin Jefferson. Belichick raved about him. He said, hey, we knew coming out of college he was going to be good, but no one could have envisioned this, which is historical for the first 3 years of his career. Patriots play more man-to-man than any team in the National Football League. And guess who's second best against man-to-man in the National Football League? It's Justin Jefferson. So interested to see the cat and mouse game there because they won't just sit in man. That's not how Bill's going to roll. He's not going to tell you this is the coverage and this is what we're going to do. So I'm curious to see how they play that.
After Justin Jefferson called the Vikings' performance against the Cowboys Sunday embarrassing. Big stage for him and that whole team to bounce back. Thank you, Mike Giardi. Thank you, Brian Baldinger. I said it's a good schedule. I mean, look at this. This is your Thanksgiving.